Okay, so hopefully you guys tried the next one, the one here on page 4. So I'm just going to kind of go through it kind of quickly. So calcium we know is Ca, bromine is Br, calcium is a metal, bromine is a nonmetal, calcium 2-8-8-2, bromine 2-8-18-7. So we've got 2 valence electrons for calcium, 7 valence electrons for bromine. We would expect this one, because it has 2 valence electrons that it very much wants to get rid of, we would expect it to not have a very high attraction for electrons, but we would expect it to be pretty easy to remove an electron. So ionization energy is, remember, to remove an electron. Electronegativity is attraction for electrons. So when we compare them, calcium's ionization energy is 590. So a little bit higher than the page before because there's 2. So it's going to be a little harder to remove an electron than it was for the sodium on the previous page, but still way lower than bromine, which is 1140. So very easy to remove an electron because there's already 7 of them. They're 4 rings out. So it's going to be a lot easier to remove because they're further away. The chlorine was 1251, so it was a little bit harder to remove because it was 1 ring closer. Attraction for electrons, calcium, not very attractive, 1.0, whereas bromine is much more in the way of attracting electrons. Again, not as attractive as the chlorine was because this is much further out. So the positive nucleus is going to have a lot harder time being this far away attracting an electron. Okay. All right, so the ion, we're going to have calcium. It's going to lose 2, so it's going to have a positive 2 charge now. The bromine will want to gain 1, so that's going to give it a -1 charge. Okay. All right, so let's look at our electron dot. So I've got calcium, and it has 2 valence electrons. I have bromine that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So calcium will give its electron to the bromine, again, because we have a metal and a nonmetal. They're going to transfer or donate or give an electron. So now this bromine is happy. It has all 8 of its, but this calcium still has an extra one. So we're going to need another bromine to come along. And now this calcium is going to give 1 to that bromine. So we have both calciums are now donated. So calcium's happy. Each bromine got the one that it needed. So what we end up with on this side is we have calcium, no valence electrons anymore. It gave both away. So calcium plus 2. Then we have bromine with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of its own. 1 that it got with a -1 charge. And there's 2 of those. Okay, so that's how we write that. So here's the bromine. We write the charge for it, and then there's 2 of them. So the formula then is CaBr2, and our name is calcium bromide. Again, we don't say calcium dibromide, no prefixes or anything, or any kind of quantity. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop it again. Go ahead and try the next 2. So we've got page 5 and 6 for me.